Another number 1 seed has fallen in the second round. Can you believe it? This is already one of the craziest women's March Madnesses I've ever experienced. In this latest upset, the University of Miami, led by transfer and social media star Haley Cavender, have beaten the Indiana Hoosiers on a game-winning bucket by Destiny Harden, leading them to the Sweet 16. So, how did they take down the seemingly formidable Indiana? And with Villanova up next in the round of 16, can Miami keep the streak going? I'll be breaking down the film and analysing it all in today's video. Before we start, if you're new here and enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe. For more women's basketball content like this, I'm bringing you the analysis all March long, so be sure to subscribe and like the video to see more videos like this. Anyway, with that being said, let's talk about Miami and their upset win over Indiana. The first big thing that heaped Miami over the line in this game was their defense. Indiana are one of the most efficient teams in the nation, shooting about 50% as a team from the field on the year. However, the Hurricanes came in with a clear game plan and executed it brilliantly, particularly in the first half, ultimately holding Indiana to just 41% shooting from the game and below 30% shooting from 3. I thought they did well at walling off Mackenzie Holmes' drives before she turned it on in that second half, kind of forcing her to play a more timid, perimeter-oriented game in the first half. This kind of intent from Miami really threw off Indiana's offensive rhythm early, and it took them until basically halftime to properly adjust. Another factor that helped Miami haul over the Hoosiers was their stellar offense, in particular, their much improved shooting. On the season, the Hurricanes only shoot a little over 31% from 3-point range, which is below average. Last night, however, they went 8 for 14 from 3-point range, and that efficiency and regularity of shots being knocked down from range really collapsed Indiana's defensive structure and enabled Miami to attack the paint more later in the game if they wanted to. It's actually what ultimately led to the game-winning shot by Harden. The Hoosiers defenders stuck really tight to the Canes players out at 3, and it opened up the inside. Harden got a good catch from the inbound pass, and with basically no one else in the paint, she had room to rise up over her defender and knock down the game winner. Harden went 3 for 4 on 3-pointers in this game, so did Roberts. So them stepping up and having incredible performances really gave Miami that edge over Indiana, especially out the gate in the first quarter. Pendande also had an excellent game, and she was probably the biggest key to Miami's excellent start. She had 8 points in the game's first 5 minutes as Miami targeted the less physical and slightly smaller Indiana bigs inside the paint. You can see in these clips here just how easy it was for her to get to the rim. It was great recognition by the Miami coaching staff to see that and take advantage of it. I do want to give a quick shout out to Haley Cavender specifically in this game too. The stats may not reflect it, but I thought she did a great job at setting up the offense in this game and keeping the game at a tempo Miami needed it to be in to win. She didn't shoot the ball greatly throughout the game, but her clutch free throws to close out the game were big time. And again, I thought she was able to consistently put her teammates in a position to succeed all night long. I'll be completely honest, I thought the Cavender twins would flop after their move from Fresno State to Miami. I just couldn't picture them being legitimate options on a borderline ranked team. They had the luxury of weaker competition at Fresno State, not as much pressure from the media, and all those things. But at least Haley has proven me wrong so far. Sure, Haley's not giving you 18 points a game anymore, but she's consistently in double figures and is a major spark offensively for this Canes unit. Her effort on the rebounds and energy as a whole has helped establish Miami as a really solid team this year, so to give credit where it's due, she's been a major X factor for the Hurricanes, and I imagine she'll continue to be so for the rest of their March Madness run. I think in general, the Miami Hurricanes just played with a lot of heart in this game too. I mean, if you have a 5'6" senior in Haley Cavender, dominating the boards and finishing with a team-high 8 rebounds, the energy is clearly there. Miami were all over the boards early, were winning a lot of the 50-50 balls, and that hustle definitely caused some concern for Indiana in the first half. Like here, Roberts gets this rebound that really she shouldn't have got near, kicks it out to Harden, and boom. Just like that, it's a 10-point game already. Miami lead Indiana 14-4 after 6 minutes of play. It's just those little effort things that don't always get rewarded in the stat sheet that Miami made the most of in this second round matchup, and ultimately, it paid dividends for them. While the Hurricanes obviously played a fantastic game, it does go both ways. So, how did Indiana lose this game? The biggest issue for Indiana in that first half, where they fell into a big deficit, was their lack of effort defensively. I don't know if they were just flat energy-wise or plain lazy, but they failed to get out and contest several three-point attempts properly, giving Miami the time and space to get a good look off. They let Pendande get layups way too easily. The communication defensively was off. I'll definitely have some clips now showing the poor defensive coverage by the Hughes in the first half. This game really was a tale of two halves though, because after a halftime spray, Indiana came to play. Mackenzie Holmes led the second half charge, finishing this game with 22 points and 9 rebounds. Garzon and Berger also gave Indiana some life with their excellent three-point shooting. I really liked this play from the third quarter in particular. Out of the high post, it looks like a pick and roll, but Holmes slips the screen, resulting in a miscommunication between Cavender and Pendande of the Hurricanes. This leaves Holmes wide open for the layup, and she gets it to go off the nice feed. Here's another example of a similar action, with Holmes again rolling off a pretty soft screen and fooling the Miami defense in the process. Had Indiana gone to these kind of actions to begin with, or just up the ante defensively straight away, maybe they don't lose. But unfortunately for them, Miami were mentally tough enough after the Hughes' third quarter avalanche, and they clutched up in the dying moments. Overall though, this was a fantastic game, filled with runs and clutch possessions. In the end, Miami's strong start was too much for Indiana, with the Hurricanes impressively holding strong down the stretch to secure the victory. Their combination of defense and shooting forced Indiana to adjust, and ultimately, it gave them the freedom to take advantage of what the defense gave them. They'll play Villanova tomorrow by the time you see this video, and that's definitely a winnable match for them, but we'll see how they go. As for Indiana, this was an unfortunate way to crash out of the tournament, and while there are a couple of positives to look at, they'll definitely be viewing this as something of a missed opportunity to potentially make a Final Four run. But what do you guys think of this? What were your thoughts on the upset, and is there anything you saw from this game that you think I missed? How far can Miami go this March? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like and subscribe. But with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.